Welcome to Sandler-Tember on RNS podcast. My name's Dylan.
And I'm Evan.
We're back for another exciting week of Sandler-Tember.
I would say this is the best one so far.
I mean, this is certainly the most dynamic, most bombastic week so far.
I think every positive adjective you can think of is this week.
Yeah.
Including holy.
Including Vogel.
That's not an adjective.
Well, we'll explain. What does this have to do with Jack and Jill? What are we talking about?
We're
Guess
talking
what?
about Jack and Jill.
Guess what? We'll find out.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack and Jill.
There's a lot of nutty cameos in this movie.
There is. It's very strange.
Weird as fuck.
So yeah, if you haven't read the title or you have no idea what Dylan's talking about, we watched Adam Sandler's classic film Jack and Jill.
What is this, 2011?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Great
year for film.
What else came out in 2011?
Inception, maybe?
No, I don't think Inception came out in 2011. I think it was after.
It was after Dark Knight Returns?
No, it wasn't after Dark Knight Returns. But when did Dark Knight Returns come
2012.
out?
I think
Inception
was
Returns
2011.
Then I guess maybe it was 2011.
I think so.
Oh, it's hard to... I didn't believe it was that long ago. I guess it was that long ago.
Jack and Jill is old.
Yeah.
Or do you mean Rises?
Oh, I meant Inception.
Inception,
I didn't think that was.
No, Inception's, that's
I guess it was like 2011, maybe even 2010.
Because I watched that in school.
You watched Inception in school?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
In I think maybe junior year of high school. So I know it was a while ago that came out because it was already on DVD or whatever. Yeah. But anyways, more importantly, Jack and Jill. Evan, did you want to talk about anything in particular before we get into Adam Sandler's classic film, Jack and Jill?
Yeah, I did.
What do you got?
Adam Sandler, you crafted such a beautiful film.
This movie...
I know this is supposed to be the, besides Jack and Jill, but I just can't help but, monologue a little bit before we talk about the content of the film.
Sure.
It's just so well crafted.
It's my opinion,
well acted, well directed, well written.
It made me well up. It made me clutch my heart. It made me,
The special effects were top notch.
The special effects were good, in my opinion.
They were top notch. I said they weren't just good. They were beyond.
Okay.
They went the extra mile.
That's fair. And not only that, but Adam Sandler really in this film is a special effect onto himself.
He is.
Playing dual roles. Only the finest actors can do such. Nicolas Cage.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Norbit.
Norbit Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy Norbit.
Gary
Busey. See, there's so many.
Yeah.
And you'll find that really actors are the greatest special effect.
Well, I mean that certainly can be said for this film because there are plenty of actors who play themselves.
This movie is really carried by the performances.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's a beautiful film.
I agree.
Yeah.
But actually, briefly, okay, so I had to get that monologue out. But quickly, I did see two new movies that were released this week. I saw Pearl, which was terrible.
Is Pearl the X movie?
The prequel to X,
okay.
Yes. It was just as terrible as X, so...
Yeah, Evan hated X. I did not see it.
It was very boring. Very not terrifying, of course.
Would you say it's better than X? Or the same?
No, it's worse.
Worse?
Yeah, but I give them a similar rating, but it was...
They're both just bad.
Yeah. Boring, pointless, stupid.
Did it have a similar, we talked about it on the podcast. Did it have, a similar social message type of thing, or was it just, a backstory, for fun?
I don't even think X had a social message, so... Well, yeah, that's...
Well, they tried, right?
I mean, I had a whole reason I hated X, and then this is just, it just feels so pointless. Okay, what... It's supposed to be a prequel about the old lady, but why? Why is this interesting? What is it? You know what I mean? It's it's not. And
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. You can make a prequel, but if it's a horror, it's okay, at least make it horrific. And it's most of it's just very boring. It's very boring drama. It's supposed to be old timey the way it's made, and it doesn't feel effective, the kills were really boring, bad, very generic. I guess that's what I can really say about this movie. It's supposed to be like an auteur-driven horror, but it's just very generic.
Is it an A24?
It is, yeah.
Huh.
It just feels very generic. It's like what?
Yeah, they're doing. I feel like they're doing a lot of like riding on their own coattails. Kind of. I don't know if that's even like how you.
Well, I would say that it's about A24 already.
But
They're kind of like a parody of themselves now.
They do put out hits.
They did.
Still. I think they do. You know, they put out good movies still, but I think they It's like when, like, the Wii, like, would put out, like, obviously, like, the AAA Nintendo games, but they would put out shovelware also.
Yeah.
Like, it's like A24. I think they still put out good movies, but they just are more willing to put out shit still.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they still put out good stuff, of course. I did like Everything Everywhere All at Once, of course. I didn't like it as much as everybody else. But
I like the Shell movie, too.
It was a good movie.
Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Marcel was good, also.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I didn't see Bodies yet, but I'll probably watch it eventually. But the trailer looked terrible.
Was Barbarian an A24 movie?
No, it wasn't.
No. Do you want to talk about Barbarian briefly?
Sure.
I don't know if are you done talking about...
Yeah, it's just I didn't like Pearl. It was bad.
Pearl was shit.
Yeah,
what do you give Pearl out of 3 stars?
A 3.
Out of 3?
3 out of 3.
Okay.
Joking. No, I give it a 3 out of 10. At 3 stars, I guess a 1. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Oh, I was just curious. Evan, very quickly before we move on for Pearl, just one last thing.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part of Pearl? Legit, seriously.
There's this part where she like does the dance audition. I like that part. That was my favorite part.
What was it? It was like tense or what?
No, it was just like kind of cool the way it was shot. It's like in her head, and it's like she's imagining like it's like a wartime propaganda kind of like dance, like the Captain America.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a something show. I forget what it's called.
Well, yeah.
ISO show or USO show.
I don't know. Idea.
Anyways, Pearl is epic.
Yeah.
And we saw Barbarian.
Yeah, we did.
And Evan, did I enjoy Barbarian?
I think you did.
I did.
Yeah,
you're right.
It was good. Yeah. I liked it.
Thank you for answering. I don't know. I thought Barbarian was pretty good. There's been a lot of those type of movies lately where it's like a horror comedy that kind of markets itself more as a horror, I guess. What would you say it leans more towards? Barbarian.
I guess horror.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I would say it's close.
I mean, it has funny moments and stuff, but I wouldn't it's not like Evil Dead 2 or anything.
I mean, no, I don't think it's like...
I think it takes itself more seriously than, Evil Dead 2. Like, it's not really slapsticky.
I think the thing, though, about it is that it takes a break from the horror for so long that you kind of lose the whole horror aspect of it for a little while.
I think kind of, like, the balance and tone is kind of like Scream or something like that. Because you know how Scream is kind of horror comedy-ish? It's like that, I would say.
I watched Scream when I was pretty young, and I just thought it was terrifying.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it kind of lost me in terms of, like, actually being kind of scary. I think that...
It blew its load a little too early, I think.
It did.
Yeah.
I think so. I think maybe... I don't want to spoil it.
Because it did keep me on my toes at the beginning.
Oh,
and then it kind of blows its load, and then... It goes interesting, but then it's like... The twists don't feel as impactful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
Because it does feel... For the first, 30 minutes or so, it is very tense, and it does it well, I think.
I thought, in general, the movie looked great.
Yeah, it was shot very well. It wasn't totally like my style, because I did say it's it really reminded me of a horror video game the way it was shot, and I applaud that. It was very interesting.
In a good way.
On it. Yeah. It just it wasn't totally my niche, I guess, but it was cool. In terms of filmmaking, I applaud it. It was well done.
Yeah, I thought in terms of the visuals, we've talked about this before. I don't know exactly how to put it, but basically, when something's framed in such a way that it kind of you can't see over here, so something's probably gonna come out from that direction or some shit like that. For the first third, the entire movie is like that, where there's a tension in the way that the movie looks.
Yeah,
which I thought was really good and effective, and it felt like everything was purposeful in the beginning of the movie. I mean, the rest of the movie's still pretty good, but that first bit of it just felt like a amazing tension, really good. But I enjoyed it a lot. Out of all the like weird horror comedy type movies of the recent years, Evan, like such as Ma, for example.
I don't know if I would consider Ma a horror comedy.
I would, for sure.
I don't think it's intentional, though.
I definitely think it's intentional.
I don't know. I personally would not consider it a horror comedy, but I liked Ma. I did like Ma.
And then what's the other one?
I mean, Ma sucked, but I liked it. It was like so bad.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah,
we saw it together. It was very enjoyable to watch.
Honestly, I kind of liked Ma more than Barbarian. Honestly.
I mean, I would say I have.
Barbarian's definitely a better movie and it's definitely more well made. But like, I had a better time watching Ma.
Well, we just had a grand old time watching Ma, and it was just, and we had a bit of a meme about it for a while. You know.
Yeah.
We talk about Ma. I don't know, it's an entertaining movie, but. I was gonna say, like, I would say I would have to go back and watch Ma to say if I enjoy it more, but that is never happening.
Yeah, I probably won't go back and watch it, but I did have a good time.
But also Malignant. I think it's very comparable to Malignant, and I liked Malignant quite a bit, even though it's like...
Yeah, Malignant was cool.
It's a silly movie.
Yeah, it was cool.
They're all very silly.
Yeah, I guess so.
And, I don't know, it's a cool little subgenre, or whatever, I don't know, whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyways, Barbarian, 3 out of 3 stars.
Oh, you loved it?
I recommend Barbarian.
I didn't know you loved it, though. That surprised me.
I mean, that's why I do the star system, Evan. That's why I do the 3 stars.
Well, yeah, because I know it's didn't like it, love it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you loved it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you're putting the words on it. I didn't do that.
No, you did say that.
No, I didn't.
We're going to go back. I'll show you that you definitely did say 1 didn't like it, 2 liked it, 3 loved it.
Maybe.
But... I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Damn.
Because it just gets, like, there's lot of really stupid moments at the end.
It drags, and there's a lot of,
It's like, this is just dumb, I'll be honest.
It's epic. But anyways, on to an even more epic movie.
I feel like maybe if it balanced the tone a little bit better, it would have come off as less ridiculous.
I don't, like I said, I don't want to spoil it, but they're, like you said, like, they kind of blow their load or whatever.
Yeah, and also I feel I felt like at moments it was very cliche too. Like, in movies, it's supposed to be, like, very shocking, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it's marketed as, how people have been hyping it up. And then it's, like, some of it feels very cliche. And then also, I felt like it kind of ripped off some other movies, but just to not spoil, I won't get into that, but yeah.
But what I was going to say, like, I don't want to spoil it, like we were saying, but they could have done, like I said, they take a break from the horror for a long time.
Yeah.
They could have broken that up in a different way because they transition like so hard and for so long. I feel like they could have broken it up, made it later, made it earlier, but like mixed in. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a really good movie.
Oh, I did think Justin Long gave a good performance in it.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he was good.
Yeah. I also saw Clerks 3, and I liked it. It was my least favorite of the Clerks movies, but as a fan of the series, I really liked it. It was very emotional, which I wasn't expecting. I did tell you this, but it's like, the reason it was kind of not as good to me as the other Clerks movies is because it's like, really, like, most of it, a lot of it's like built off being like referencing the first 2 movies, especially the first one, like, you know, callbacks and whatnot. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, you know, like the meta sequel we've been talking about, like Matrix, Spider-Man No Way Home, Avengers Endgame, things like that. I prefer like a wholly new, like, original story.
Me too.
But it's because like, oh, they're making a movie about their lives, and then okay, they're making Clerks 1. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of it's callbacks, and it's like, okay, I would have preferred just all new, but it kind of helps with like the emotional beats of the movie, and I guess like the themes, if you will. And it's very sad. As someone who really likes the series and the characters, it has very emotional and sad moments that hit, and I felt genuine emotions watching it. So in that aspect, it was very good.
Good for you, Kevin Smith.
So thank you, Kevin Smith, of course.
Interesting.
And it was funny. Also, it was funny too. So
well, I'll have to check that one out, Evan.
Yeah.
And I'll have to watch Clerks 2 as well.
Yeah.
Won't I?
Probably, yeah. You definitely would have to watch Clerks 2, I think.
Do they reference any other View Askew-universe movies in the film?
Do they?
That's a question for you.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Not really. No.
They don't acknowledge like Strikes Back or Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
I never watched reboots.
They don't acknowledge Mallrats.
No, they didn't. There was no reference to Mallrats. I don't think.
Chasing Amy.
Well, actually, I think maybe Randall mentioned his cousin, who and Brody from Mallrats, so he may have mentioned him briefly. There were no Chasing Amy references or Dogma.
Interesting. Interesting. Dogma's a good movie.
Yeah, it was good.
Dogma's a good movie. Enough Kevin Smith. Let's move on to a real auteur.
Yeah.
Film.
Dennis Dugan.
Dennis Dugan.
He'd come back.
A real auteur, Dennis Dugan.
He'd come back after Big Daddy. It's crazy how much, like, okay, memes aside, it's crazy how much worse this movie is than Big Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it really makes Big Daddy look like a masterpiece.
Yeah, this movie is legitimately, I would
really
say...
bad. It's worse than Master of Disguise.
I think Master of Disguise is worse, but they're on par with each other.
I think this is, like, slightly worse. Because, like, Master of Disguise, like, there's a few things I think are, like,
nah.
Like, they're, like, the turtle shit, like, that made me laugh. Like, it's so stupid.
That's only funny because of the meme.
I guess so, but, it helps. This didn't have anything for me.
Am I not turtley enough for the Turtle Club?
This had nothing for me.
This literally had fucking Golden Tusk in it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So.
Well, sorry, he didn't do anything for me.
Well, he's magical.
But, yeah, so, if you don't know, this movie is, like, infamously bad.
It's up there with Master of Disguise. Yeah. It's the Master of Disguise of the 2010s.
Yeah.
Very famously terrible. And it was the first time where I kind of universally understood, like, oh, Adam Sandler makes bad movies. As like,
well, you have not seen it before, right?
No, never seen this movie. Never had any modicum of interest.
Yeah,
because I have seen some of his like less famous, like not. I wouldn't say they're hated, but they're just mid. They're one of those movies where he's like, okay, let's go on vacation.
Yeah,
it's one of those movies. Like Just Go With It or
I didn't see that.
Shit like that. I've seen some of those, but this one looked like Master of Disguise. Where it's just like, this is just, like, silly.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, it's a very bad movie. But somehow very touching.
Do you want to give a brief synopsis of this movie?
Well, Evan, why don't I?
Yeah.
This movie is about Adam Sandler.
Jack.
Or
Jill. You don't play both, so which one are you referencing?
This movie is about twins that don't like each other.
Yeah.
Well... The brother doesn't like the sister.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you can really say.
Kind of a cliche story.
It's a great story.
Oh, you know what I mean? I feel like that's done a lot. Like, the annoying mother or just any sibling. You know what I mean?
Overbearing relative.
Yeah, and then by the end they come to be like, oh no, I actually...
It's like, you are my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like the worst version of that.
There is... Okay, I do want to tee something up, Evan.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end there, I mentioned this to you while we were watching it.
Mm-hmm.
There's something kind of clever, I think.
Oh, yeah.
In the writing at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the movie is good or that it's executed well.
No. You don't have to justify your opinion, Dylan.
But, I'm not justifying it. I'm simply saying that it doesn't extend to the rest of the movie.
Okay.
It doesn't really elevate the rest of the movie. But I think it is kind of clever. And we'll get to that later, so stick around if you want Dylan's epic writing tutorial.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, a lot of times when I try to do a brief synopsis, I kind of struggle, like, okay, how can I, like, make this tight? That's all you need.
Yeah.
It's not deeper than that.
It's not.
It's a little clip show of, like, Adam Sandler.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's nothing really to it.
Yeah.
And the first thing that happens is... He's at his job?
Yeah. Well, no. We need to talk about this. The beginning is like the montage of them growing up.
Oh, right. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And we have to talk about this because it starts out very disturbing.
It's the montage and then the twins documentary talking. Like the random...
Well, that's how it starts, yeah.
And then you get to Adam Sandler in the modern day. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing... Wait, is it... Which comes first? The documentary?
Yeah, of the twins talking.
Okay, well, there's not much to say there.
Well, honestly, it's like really, like, I feel like it's pretty stupid.
No, of course it is.
It's like, what is the point of this? Like, I don't feel like it, like...
The movie doesn't thematically, like, involve twins in a way that justifies...
You know what I mean? Having that, yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of sets the movie up as like, oh, this is the twin movie.
Yeah.
But, like, the rest of the movie has so little to do with that in terms of, like, substance or even humor.
Honestly, like, it's funny you're saying that. Like, okay, they kind of do stuff with it later with Al Pacino. Yes, Al Pacino. If you don't know, Al Pacino plays himself in this movie.
He has a pretty big role.
Yeah, he does.
This, like...
He was the second credit. It was Adam Sandler, Al Pacino.
Yeah, because Adam Sandler's the co-leads.
Yeah.
And then the main supporting character is Al Pacino. That's why. But, what were we saying? What were we talking about?
Oh, I was saying, so honestly, it's like, it didn't need to be his twin.
No.
It could have just been
It could have been Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, it could have just been an annoying sibling. Like, they kind of do something with it later, like I said, with Adam Sandler.
They, attempt to do, like, a few things with it.
Yeah.
Like, the language thing. The language thing...
But that could have just been siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't... The whole language thing doesn't play into anything.
No.
And you could say the same thing about the, like... They're like, oh, you can, like, hear each other's thoughts. You can kind of do that with siblings, too.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if they were just fraternal twins and it was Melissa McCarthy or something.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, they're more similar than you think. And then it's like, they have that one scene of that, and then they don't do anything with it. And it doesn't really come back.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they could have used that to have kind of a full circle moment when he realizes, oh no, I love Jill. You know what I mean? We're actually very similar in these, but it's like one scene and then they don't do anything.
Yeah, like towards the end when he's talking to Al Pacino, maybe like Al Pacino says the things he loves about Jill.
Yeah.
And then Adam realizes that he's like, oh, like, or Jack, I mean.
Yeah.
Jack is like, oh, he's like saying stuff that applies to me too.
Yeah.
Or something like that, but it does not come back.
Yeah.
It does not come back at all.
So all that being said, to say that there's they show the documentary of a bunch of twins being like, hey, we love each other. Hey, he's the funny one and I'm the ugly one, or whatever. Yeah, stupid bullshit.
It's like, hey, like for our birthday, I get one cake and he gets two cakes, and we'll get one whole one for his girlfriend over here. And they're like, you got me.
Yeah. So, but it's like it doesn't really tie in any way.
Like,
it kind of reminds me a bit of. I was thinking, I'm like, this reminds me of something, and I know what it reminds me of.
What is it?
Famous RNS movie that we have not reviewed, but I've mentioned in many episodes. How Harry Met Sally.
Oh, does that happen?
It has like the beginning starts out with these like couples talking, about their relationships, and then it comes back in the end, sort of like this, and then it's like, it kind of all ties together, and then eventually Harry and Sally are in the documentary.
Oh.
You don't even get that with Adam Sandler, like both of them talking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You'd think at the end of the movie they'd have a little...
Yeah, it would be them there, like...
Once their relationship is repaired, it's like, they get to go with the real twins and, like, be friends and whatever, yeah.
So it's like a worse version of How Harry Met Sally.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to, like, get you in the mood. It's like, oh, this is a twin movie.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yay. Like, they wanted to sell the gimmick to you.
Yeah.
But then, like...
And it's also very not funny, also. Because it's like, they're like being a little jokey with each other, twins, but it's not funny.
It's like kind of cute, I guess, but it's like I paid, by the way, I paid for this.
Thank you, Dylan.
I paid for $3.99 for me and Evan to watch. We did watch this one together. It's a rare me and Evan watched it together movie.
Well, we watched Big Daddy together also.
Well, they're still rare.
Yeah.
43.
We watched the bad ones together. Not Big Daddy.
That helps.
Not Big Daddy. Master of Disguise and this.
Yeah.
We also watched Itchy the Killer together too.
Well, that's a good one.
What else? I think there's we watched Shrek together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Huh. Well, we have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But it really helps. This one, I was like, Evan, can we please watch this one?
Yeah.
Because this one, I was like, I can't do this alone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could finish this alone.
I agree.
But I did enjoy watching it with you, didn't I?
It was bad.
So.
But now we can talk about the montage. Because it's very weird and disturbing.
So we have that little set dressing, like a cute little twin documentary.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to home movies of Jack and Jill as little babies.
But this is very weird. It's like, so we see the picture of them as babies, and they both have huge asses. So and I was like, what the fuck?
This is the thing. That was not a picture, was it?
It was a picture.
It wasn't a video?
No, it was a picture.
Okay.
It was like a picture like, you have on your wall, like a...
Okay.
Parents would have of their babies or whatever.
I swore it was a video.
No.
But
we get videos later. But.
Yeah, they And it's weird because Jack and Jill, which are obviously both Adam Sandler, expertly played by Adam Sandler, I might add. Neither of them are fat. And they have this joke where they both have huge butts with their babies.
But what's even weird is it doesn't come back in the movie.
No, and then the rest of the footage of them as babies, normal.
Yeah.
Normal size baby.
So why is that there? That bothered me. I didn't like that.
Yeah, there's like one little moment where they're both like very feminine butts.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
No, you're right.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
Very disturbing.
It was disturbing. I didn't like it.
There's a few pretty disturbing parts. You know, like the little kid. The little kid is scary.
That wasn't disturbing.
The son?
That was funny.
The son is scary.
So yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, then we just get like, them growing up, and it's like, Jack is normal, and then Jill is a bit off, you know.
Yeah, and Bill, it sets her up as like being overly attached to him.
Yeah.
Would you think that would come into play in like the story or like the theme or like?
It kind of does. In the story, like, because she doesn't want to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's lonely.
That's true.
So I would say that. Not to defend Jack and Jill, but you know.
Well, it's like. I feel like no element of their relationship really matters. Because ultimately the message is like, she's annoying, so you just should like her anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like there's no like specific element that pays off. It's just kind of a generic like, she's your family, so you should like her.
Yeah, it's very, it doesn't go any deeper than that.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually, when we were watching those little clips, I was like, I want to watch this movie instead.
What do you mean?
Like, because they have like that little, it's like the 70s, and there's like a little 15-year-old Jack and Jill, and they're played by like a normal actress and like a normal man. They're not Adam yet, and I was like, and like the little scene where he like has a little armpit hair, and then Jill walks up and she like shows her armpit hair. I was like, I would rather watch this. I don't know.
I feel it would have been about like the same quality.
I don't know. It paints a different picture.
You're right. It does.
It's a little more, subtle. A little less Adam.
Well, Adam adds.
Well.
But yeah, we get that, and then they go to the future, and Adam's now like working on He directs commercials, I guess.
Yeah, he's like I think he's like a producer or something.
I think he might have been the director, but I don't know. They don't really exactly like explicitly say.
Yeah.
But he does commercials. And of course we get plenty of product placement right at the beginning.
It was intense.
Yeah.
Intense product placement.
Well, this was at the height of Sony's product placement shit, because this is a Sony movie. It's a year before The Amazing Spider-Man, another movie riddled with product placement. And don't get me started on Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Bing and Vio and...
Yeah. And what you see in this movie, you don't see Bing, but you see the Vio, the Sony Vio. And of course the Pepto-Bismol, the Diet Coke, all of that. It's like, and the movie is like, it's very ugly. I don't know if you agree, but the way it's shot, it looks like a commercial, the fucking movie.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It's very ugly. Like, Big Daddy looks like a movie. You know what I mean? This looks like a commercial.
I would say Big Daddy has a pretty solid, like, feel to it.
Yeah.
It has its own little style, its own little...
Yeah, I'm not saying, like, it has amazing cinematography or anything.
No,
like,
but
it's not a movie needed for that. But it looks like a movie.
This movie is, like... I don't remember the...
It looks very cheap.
It looks like a...
Even though you get some kind of... Like, it looks very cheap, even though you do get, like, some crazy production value, like the Lakers games and some of the cameos, But that kind of even adds more to the commercial feel of it. You know what I mean?
Or even like what do they call it? Like a one-camera sitcom or something?
I can even see that a little bit.
It looks like that or something. Yeah. It does not look like a movie at all.
Yeah.
It looks like a That's So Raven episode or something.
So yeah, they're doing a Pepto-Bismol commercial with, I forgot who were they doing it with? Who was the actor at the beginning?
Oh, who was it?
Oh, it was Regis.
Oh, Regis Philbin.
Regis came back. Regis was also in Little Nicky.
Classic.
Yeah, and of course Regis come back.
Big fan of Adam.
Yeah. And then they find out...
That's just one of many cameos.
Yeah, it is just one of many cameos. And of course, Nick Swardson plays like his like producer or whatever, or his assistant.
Famously, Nick Swardson, very unfunny.
Very unfunny. Yeah, I hate Nick Swardson. He's also in one of what's considered one of the worst comedies of all time. Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, never saw it. Don't plan on seeing it unless we do it for RNS one day.
Well, we're gonna do Swartzen-Tober.
Yeah, Swartzen-Tober. No, well, Halloween. Swartzen. We can't do Swartzen in December either because we gotta do a Christmas movie. So we gotta make some room for Swartzen. Maybe like
Swartuary.
March. Yeah, March. Yeah, Yeah. There we go. That's good. That's good. So yeah, we'll come around to doing a whole Nick Swardson month. 30 minutes or less. Great film.
Oh, he is in that.
Yeah, he is.
He's a bad guy, right, in that one.
Yeah, him and Danny McBride are like the villains.
He is not in a good movie, is he?
I don't think so.
Huh.
He might be in one that's like
snuck in somewhere.
Yeah. But
yeah, he's in this. He's not noteworthy.
Yeah, he's an atheist.
Yeah, that is a factor.
Anyways, and they find out what about Dunkin' Donuts' new fucking product, the Dunkaccino. And I guess is it Dunkin' Donuts? They want Al Pacino.
Yeah.
And so like they're trying. Basically, this is a big factor into the plot. They're working hard to secure Al Pacino to do the Dunkin' Donuts commercial for the Dunkaccino.
Al Pacino serves as the MacGuffin.
Kind of, yeah.
Which is very disturbing.
Yeah. And then it's around Thanksgiving time, and of course Jill is coming to visit, and Nick Swardson knows about his sister. He's like, "Oh, your disgusting sister is coming." So he doesn't say that, but he said something mean. And I will say this about Jack: it's like he talks shit about her, and he hates her, but whenever somebody else says something like mean about her, he's like, "Hey, fuck you, that's my sister." You know what I mean? So it's like
that's nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
There's a couple times throughout the movie where he stands up for her.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So at least he does a little something.
Yeah.
Maybe he gives a little hint towards the end. He's like he looks inside himself and realizes he does love her.
What a beautiful.
Wow, great movie.
It is a good movie.
Movie.
I liked or not. I liked. I just said that.
No, you liked it. You liked it.
No. This is. I just said.
No, I didn't like Jack and Jill. No.
I like Jack and Jill. No, I love the movie, but because I'm not even gonna talk about an opinion thing. Mm-hmm. We were talking about the beginning. Right after it played out, I had to pause it and talk to you about it because I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because it goes from the documentary of random people that are not characters in the movie, talking about being twins, and then it shows us a short thing of them growing up a little bit, Jack and Jill, and then it cuts to Adam's job in the current day, and Jill is coming.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, there's some very hard cuts in this movie.
No, it doesn't cut to Thanksgiving dinner.
It doesn't flow very naturally.
It cuts to the airport.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to their Thanksgiving dinner. And that's our introduction to the entire family.
Yeah.
That was nuts. That's another thing that, lent to it feeling really cheap.
Yeah.
Is, I was like, I don't even know anything about Jack. And now we're meeting Jill, we're meeting the family.
Yeah, I feel usually Thanksgiving dinner is kind of a big set piece. You know what I mean? And then it's not something you use to introduce all the characters. It's something to bring all the characters together.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah. It felt very weird.
Yeah, there are a lot of weird hard cuts in this movie. Like when she's running out after the Thanksgiving dinner into the woods or whatever. It's
it just hard cuts to her in the woods. Yeah.
Oh, another cameo during the Thanksgiving dinner after Jill's come and visit. He was in the other two movies we reviewed.
The guy from Big Daddy.
Yeah, the guy from Big Daddy and Little Nicky. Where he was gay in both of those, but in this he's homeless.
And then the other gay guy is
he comes later at the end.
A Brooklyn bully towards the end.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know, that one guy who was in the other two movies, he's the homeless dude in this.
He made you laugh.
He did make me laugh.
What made you laugh?
I don't remember. He said something.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
That was what it was.
So it's okay, so I guess if you haven't guessed, Jill is stupid. And they're referencing a movie, and she's like, "No, it's not that movie," even though it's very clearly that movie. She's like, "No, it's not that."
Yeah, she's describing in great detail "It's a Wonderful Life."
Yeah,
and then when they say that's the title, she's like, "No, that can't be it. That's not."
Yeah, and then the homeless guy's like, "Star Wars."
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know, that made me laugh. Maybe she should have got with the homeless guy.
That'd be hot.
Yeah.
They both live in the woods behind Jack's house. So.
That happened twice. They use it looks exactly the same both times.
What do you mean?
The woods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same little corner.
It's like one little piece of the woods.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jill is stupid. She's rude during the Thanksgiving dinner. She's rude to the other guests.
She's dumb and I don't think she's rude on purpose, but she's just oblivious. She's stupid.
Yeah. She's gross.
She's nasty.
Yeah, she's sweating in the bed.
She's fat, even though she's not fat.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. They really imply that she's super fat, kinda, but she's not. It's kind of the same thing with the baby butt thing. It's I don't know. It's weird.
And it's strange. During this Thanksgiving dinner, Adam Sandler's adopted Indian son is taping
anything
to himself. And also there you get 1 second his head is normal, and then a second later he had tape all around it, and he has the pepper shaker on his head.
Yeah, like a unicorn horn.
Yeah. I guess and the fact that they don't acknowledge it at all, it's I guess it's kind of funny, but it's very strange. With the tone of the movie, I don't know. I don't know if you know what I mean. It's just very strange.
The kids are weird.
Yeah.
Because the kids have really nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
They're not important. Their relationship with Jill doesn't mean anything.
And the son taping the stuff to him, it never comes back.
No, it never does anything.
It's during the Thanksgiving dinner, and then it doesn't come back.
He tapes animals to himself and runs around and
I guess he does tape the bird to himself later, but it's in those two parts.
It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. It doesn't do anything or mean anything though. It's
and the daughter wears little weird dresses and has a doll that he dresses as.
Yeah. The daughter dresses in specific outfits and then puts that very specific outfit also on her doll.
Yeah.
And they're always wearing the same outfit. Except in one part where she dresses it as Jill.
Yeah.
For some reason. But they never draw attention to it. They never mention it in dialogue. It's
very funny.
I guess it kind of pays off, and then she dresses it like Jill, I guess. Very weird. Yeah, the kids have nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah, they don't. And it's weird. I don't know, it's just, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I guess normal, make it look normal, that's okay. But it's I don't know, it's just strange to me that he just has an adopted son from India.
I feel maybe that was oh, well, this is the best child actor, so, let's just get him and we'll just say he's adopted. Maybe it was that.
That's fine, I guess.
But that also doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, the joke about, him wanting to feel attached, attachment, that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. Because Jill's oh, he's taping things to himself so that he wants to, because he longs for attachment.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
What was I was about to say something about the son. Oh, yeah. The only thing they really do with it is, just make, she just makes some jokes about India that you probably can't make now.
Yeah, you can't do those in 2029.
Where she was the daughter does something. Oh, yeah, she goes on the computer, because so later they're oh, Jill is lonely and nobody likes her, so they try and make a dating profile for her. And then the daughter does something basic, she clicks just clicks the website or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Jill's retarded and doesn't know how to use the computer. I mean, Jill is stupid and doesn't know how to use the computer.
Mentally impaired and doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah. And the daughter just goes to the website. She's "Well, you're a genius. I would have thought the Indian kid would be the smart one.
I thought the Indian kid would know how to do that."
Yeah. And then she said something about Indians being making strides in computers or something like that.
Okay. She said India, China, Jewish people, and then Germany.
Yeah, she told me the list of the smartest people.
Or the smartest for computers or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which that sounds like bullshit. That does not sound right at all.
But anyways,
Jewish people? Does she mean Israel?
Maybe,
or does she mean...
maybe Israel for
good
computers. I don't know. They got the Israeli hackers over there. I don't know. Anyways, it's very stupid, of course.
It's very bad.
Yeah. There's a few weird jokes like that in the movie. They make they made 2 different Al Qaeda jokes.
Those were weird.
Yeah.
When did Osama bin Laden die? It was way after this, right?
No, not way after this,
or it was like after this though.
It's probably like the same year. Because it was when I was in 7th grade, and it came out in 2011, so it was like the same year.
Were you in middle school when Osama died?
Yeah. I was in 7th grade. Because I remember I was like in math class when I found out.
Oh. Yeah, I found out at 3 a.m. or something. The Rock texted me.
Oh, The Rock texted me.
Nah. My friend called me in the middle of the night, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe it was like one of those things. What do they call it? They're trying to like get the public ready for certain things, like through the media. You know.
I know what you mean, but I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what it's called. But I do know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
Not disinformation. I don't know, some shit like that. Anyways.
No, I don't think it would be the opposite of disinformation.
It's called information, I think. Actually.
But yeah, they made like Al Qaeda jokes. I don't know, and the fact that it's a kids movie is like it makes it weirder. You know what I mean? Like the whole tone of this movie is just so strange.
Yeah, because
this whole weird world is very weird.
It feels like it's for babies.
Yeah,
but it's kind of not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of deadpan, at least in moments.
Adam's like Jack character like plays the movie straight, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
He kind of.
It almost feels like they didn't know what they wanted the movie to be at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of just. I feel like a lot of it was just like, okay, let's do this scene and see if it's, we can make it work if it's funny, and if it's not, let's just cut it out because nothing like matters.
Yeah.
So they just kind of put in what they thought was the best stuff for like certain things you have to have in for the story to make sense or whatever. I think it was just a mix of that where they're just like throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, like Al Pacino wearing the beard layer. So Al Pacino in the beginning of this movie, he's kind of having like. He's past his midlife at this point. He's just having a crisis.
He's having a down point in his career.
And he wants to be like hidden. They're at a Lakers game, and he wants to be like hidden from the public. And he's just wearing like a very shitty beard. And everyone they put the celebrity cam on him and everyone recognizes it's him.
This was one of the few moments in the movie I thought was funny.
It was funny because he just stays still.
Because Al Pacino, he walks out and he looks very sad and pissed off. And like I said, he has the fake beard. Al Pacino was pretty good in this.
I mean, he was funny, but it's kind of just the fact that it's Al Pacino doing this weird version of himself.
But he was still pretty good.
Yeah, but like it's like if they made it like a made up celebrity and just got anyone else to play them, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I agree completely. But it legitimately was funny, like the way he just walked out so sad and pissed off looking.
And he's sitting with Johnny Depp.
And he sits right down next to Johnny Depp.
Who plays himself, of course. So another strange cameo in this movie, Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
at the Lakers
we saw it, we were like, what the fuck? And it's funny that you think, like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna wear a disguise. And then you're sitting courtside.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
And Johnny Depp's like, oh yeah, the camera's on us. And, what I could say, though, about the Al Qaeda joke, Adam Sandler walks up to him. Jack walks up to him. And it's like, what are you, like, are you playing Osama bin Laden? Like, and I forgot the other Al Qaeda joke, but, yeah.
The other Al Qaeda joke was Jill screaming at a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're a part of Al Qaeda. Like, so it was something like that.
Yeah. Who she comes to love later in the movie.
Oh.
He was kind of funny, I guess. Like, it's stupid, but, like, he keeps making, like, jokes about, like, Mexicans, like, jumping over the border, and he's always like, I'm kidding. Like, that's his thing, he says that. Or Mexicans stealing white people's wallets. He's like, I'm kidding.
Honestly, that one was pretty funny. Like, just the way he did it on that one was pretty funny. Because he was like, oh, we're going to barbecue. I don't want to do an accent.
Yeah.
We're going to do a barbecue. The accent's part of it, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, oh, we're going to do a barbecue, we're going to eat, we're going to,
steal white people's wallets, that's what he says.
We're going to dance, we're going to steal white people's wallets. And then she's like, wait, what was that last one? And he's like, oh, I'm kidding. He's pretty iconic.
He's like, I'm kidding, we're not going to eat. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's pretty iconic.
Yeah. And I guess he's like one of the only people who's immediately endeared by Jill. He's always pretty nice there.
Yeah, he likes her.
And after Jack is like kind of asshole to her, she goes to like, was it one of his kids' birthday parties or something like that? Or were they just having a family gathering? I don't remember.
Wait, at what part? When the guy walks in?
No, when she goes to his party.
That was Jack's birthday party.
No. I'm talking about Felipe.
Felipe?
Yeah, the Mexican guy. Where she goes to his party.
Yeah, they had
a big part of the movie.
They had a big family...
Yeah, was it like one of his kids' birthday parties or something?
I think he just said it was a barbecue.
Okay, yeah. They're just having like a big family gathering. And of course Jill is like, oh, Jill fits in so well. I mean, she loves the Mexican food and she like disgustingly needs to shit it all out later. There's a lot of fart jokes in this movie. It's that kind of humor, you know. Very unfunny. But,
I beg to differ.
Oh, you like it? Okay. Well, that's okay. You know, everybody has their thing. But yeah, that's the thing in the movie. Like, she comes to a party and she fits in so well with him.
That's so weird because there's no... You would think in another movie there would be, like, conflict between Al Pacino and the groundskeeper guy. Yeah. But, like, they don't talk. They don't... Like,
yeah. He acknowledges at the end, but besides that, I don't think they really ever meet each other. They don't share any screen time with each other.
Weird.
So yeah, that's her one. That's like the relationship that she wants to have because he's endeared by her, and I knew it was coming. I was like, Dylan, is he gonna get with her? I mean, is she gonna get with him? And then the other relationship that she does not like is Al Pacino. So the two people who are endeared to her is Al Pacino and Felipe, and she loves Felipe but does not love Al Pacino. Do you want to talk about her date?
Good for her for not being a gold digger.
Yeah, you're right.
She loves from the heart.
Yeah. She does. Yeah. You can tell immediately from her interaction with Jack.
Yeah. You might think she's freaking annoying. You might think she's, smelly. She's a bit fat, She's a good woman.
Yeah.
With a good heart. She is.
But she helps turn around Al Pacino's life because he's very downtrodden, like we said, at that Lakers game. When, Jill comes with Jack to meet... I forgot why she came down. Did she want to meet Johnny Depp? Is that why she came down?
No. She was just sad that her date didn't work out.
Yeah, because this is after they made the dating profile with her. Oh, we didn't talk about Norm Macdonald.
I gotta talk about Norm.
Yeah, we need to talk about all the cameos.
So, yeah, we did skip to the basketball game.
Yeah.
Before the basketball game, like we were saying, they make that weird Indian joke where they're on the computer. They're setting up Jill for online dating. And my good friend, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Friend to all.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
Rest in peace.
Fun Bucket on Craigslist.
Yeah, he was Fun Bucket.
AKA Fun Bucket on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And it was just funny when he walked out. Like, it was just funny that he's in this movie. God rest his soul. Norm Macdonald has sadly passed away, if you don't know.
I think we talked about it in another episode. We did.
One of the few times that you laughed was also to Norm Macdonald.
Which part? Was it when he was on the ceiling hiding?
No. Well, maybe you did laugh at that too, but no, I remember when that happened, you were just like, "What the fuck?" But he made like a super silly reaction face to Jill walking down the stairs. That was pretty funny, and I think you also laughed when like Adam shoved him against the wall or something. When he walked
No, that was
there.
Al Pacino.
Oh.
Al Pacino. Wait, was it?
No, I'm talking about the Norm scene. There's something else. I think like when he was talking to Norm, like in the corner or something, or like pushed him against the wall. I don't know.
Does he push him? I can't remember. Anyways.
Yeah, he pushes him against the door, I think. But anyways, yeah, Norm Macdonald, he's in there, and he's awesome. Always. Norm is one of those like Adam Sandler friends. Like, he's not a super surprising cameo. Mm-hmm. He was in Billy Madison. I think he was in a couple other Adam Sandler movies. He's a great man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And it's a highlight of the movie. I was happy to see him.
Yeah, after that, Jill goes and meets... she's sad, so that's why he takes her to the Lakers game,
Yeah, she's very sad, and then she said, And
we see Kobe playing on the field also.
Which is pretty nuts as well.
Or on the court, I should say.
He doesn't have a speaking line, but he's actually on there balling.
It did look, though... You could tell that was like... They just like took footage from another
basketball game. Yeah.
From another Lakers game. Because it's not like Adam goes down there and he's like, "Hey, Kobe," you know what I mean? It's like, and it's shot very differently, so you can tell like this was taken from.
Yeah, this was like a sports.
Like ESPN. Footage.
It was filmed by like a fucking ESPN or something. But yeah, Adam takes her to the Lakers game because Adam wants to court Al Pacino to be in his commercial, and he wants to cheer up Jill so that he can spend some time with her because that's what she wants, And so they go, and she wants to see. She was excited to see the celebrities. Who does she want to see? It was like Matt Damon or some bullshit.
John Stamos.
John Stamos. There you go. Good pull.
Yeah.
Good pull.
I remember.
Evan remembers it, so you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know who says that?
No.
The Nostalgia Critic.
Great.
He remembers it, so you don't have to. But yeah, so Al Pacino is smitten. He sends her a love hot dog with his phone number on it.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. But she's like immediately kind of creeped out by him.
Yeah, she doesn't really. Yeah. She's not vibing with it.
Yeah.
He's very lustful.
Yeah, he is lustful.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because we get. So Al Pacino throughout the movie after this is kind of like chasing her down, and Jack wants to hook them up so he can get Al Pacino in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. So he tried to pimp out his sister, as you said while we were watching it, Dylan.
And it's funny that I said that, and then right after, Jill is like, "You're trying to." Oh, wait, what did she say? She like mixes the word pimp with twin somehow. I don't know.
Did she?
Yeah. Like right after I said that to you, I was like, he's trying to pimp out his sister, and then she was like, "You're trying to twin cest your sister."
That.
She does, yes.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it definitely happens.
Oh.
Which is cool.
Yeah, Al Pacino, he did have a moment that made me laugh though when
he had several moments that made you laugh.
Yeah, because it's just crazy that it's Al Pacino. But the funniest part with him is like when he shows up to Jack's house, he's like, "Where is she?" He like sneaks into his fucking house. He's like, "Get me the girl." He's like, "You want me to be in that commercial?"
He doesn't sneak in. He breaks in.
Oh, he breaks in.
He kicks the door down.
He snuck over the fence and then broke down the door.
Yeah, he leaped the fence like a man 20 years his junior.
Yeah.
Kicks in the door and he's screaming and he's like, "I know she's here."
Yeah.
One part maybe
at that point, that's when she was at the birthday party with
she was having a great time.
Yeah, she was actually having a good time. Oh yeah.
And I think one of the funnier moments in the movie to me was Al Pacino pulling the blanket over like the bed, and like it shows her big sweaty stain on the bed,
which is a recurring joke.
And then Adam Sandler is like, or Jack, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry you had to see that." And then Al Pacino lays down on it and starts like smelling it. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was strange, but it was funny.
It was funny. It's just like you said. It's just because it's Al Pacino.
Yeah. No, it was funny. It's weird. I feel like Al Pacino. I kind of feel bad for his I kind of feel bad for
career.
No, not his career. No. His character in the movie himself.
Oh,
because it feels like he never really gets like his moment in this movie because like. He helps Jack realize, he actually loves Jill at the end when Jack got into Jill and goes on a date with Al Pacino to get... Which I don't know how he was expecting that to end. Like, were you going to, like, fuck him or, like... You know what I mean? Did you think, like, one good date would mean Al Pacino would just be in your commercial and then you never had to do anything with him again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some missing logic behind that from Jack's part. But, it's like... So Al Pacino helps... him realize he loves Jill because he's like, yeah, Jack, it's like he's always had everything. Jill, you've never been able to be up like him. You know what I mean? Or whatever he says. It's like,
yeah, he's like, oh, he has it easy. You have it hard. Or whatever. Yeah.
And then he does that, and what else am I gonna say? Al Pacino.
Well, you were talking about how Al Pacino gets like a shitty end of the stick type of thing.
Yeah, kind of. And then when he comes back at the end, when he comes back at
crazy.
The end, no, he is crazy. He's like dressed as that's another thing. He like plays Shakespeare characters or whatever.
Yeah, he's like a stage actor.
Yeah, And he comes back and he's like, "No, there's a knight waiting for you," which is Felipe. So it's like, oh well, Al Pacino, you talk about how your kids won't talk to you, your career is down. And then you get nothing at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He doesn't get to fall in love with Adam Sandler.
So it's like, damn.
Yeah, he doesn't get like a consolation prize
exactly.
or like anything. You're right, yeah.
Because he kind of like, he helps like resolve Jack's arc, if you will. And then he's like, oh, Jill, go be with that beautiful...
Yeah, he helps them both.
Yeah.
Truly.
And then he gets nothing. And it's like, you know, he's crazy in it. He wants Jill, even though Jill clearly does not want him. But it's like, he wasn't a terrible person.
No, he doesn't do anything like immoral or illegal.
Yeah.
He's just, you know, he's very in love.
Yeah.
And it is a true and honest love.
Yeah, it's a true and honest love.
It's a true and honest love.
And he never gets anything.
Well, he's famous for that movie star Al Pacino.
Well, you're right. So he's already winning, but you know,
I know what you mean.
Fame is not everything, Dylan. Riches is not everything.
I agree.
He has no kids and no love in his life. So.
I agree.
He has.
Well, maybe he's now friend to the Sandler family.
I guess that's possible.
What are they called in this movie?
I forgot.
I don't know. They're fucking Adam Sandler. They're friends to he's friends to the Jack and Jill family.
Yeah. So I guess he gets that. You know, that's in consolation prize.
Yeah, I do agree though. It is weird that he like.
Right.
Yeah. Because he's not like the villain.
Yeah.
He's kind of the antagonist, I guess. Or is Jill the antagonist? I don't know.
It's like there's not even really an antagonist.
It's just kind of happening.
Yeah. It's all kind of like... They're all... It's just like a series of misunderstandings, or... Not misunderstandings, but like...
Conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between all the characters. Yeah. It's like there isn't a villain or anything, yeah.
Yeah, no one's like evil.
Yeah.
Except the son.
Except the son, yeah.
No, the son does have... I want to mention briefly.
He doesn't even go into hell.
Yeah, he like... I was going to say he's kind of normal up to that point, but he's kind of not.
Yeah.
But in terms of... He doesn't really say anything until... I think that's like his first line.
No, he talks before that.
Or like... I feel like it's...
Because that's not until he finds out that he was like trying to sell his sister on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, it was just creepy as fuck the way he says it.
Yeah.
What does he say?
He said, "You're going to hell."
No, he said... Oh, what does he say? He says, "Oh, you won't have any use for those in hell," or like something like that.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking scary.
But well, I say it's supposed to be like kind of deadpan, that humor, but it just comes off like, because of the tone of this movie, it just comes off very strange. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's very insane, nutty slapstick.
Yeah.
The main character is Adam Sandler in drag.
Exactly,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Al Pacino, but then like a lot of the delivery and stuff is like you said, is pretty deadpan.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's just like it doesn't work.
Nah.
Yeah, it's weird. And maybe it's... I feel like be able to do like, you know, deadpan humor, well, you know what they say about comedy. It's all about delivery. That's what they say about comedy,
about
correct?
timing.
Yeah. Timing, delivery, things like that. It's a bit of an art form. So not everybody can just deliver a line that's, you know, deliver it straight, that's meant to be funny and have it be funny. Not everyone can do that.
Norm did it.
Did he do it?
Yeah, in this movie.
What did he say?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Hey, are you Oh wait, no, he did. I just remember what made you laugh. Mm-hmm. He was like, he was like, "Are you the hot like wet girl?" Like
the masseuse, the hot masseuse.
Oh, are you the hot masseuse?
He said that to Adam Sandler.
Yeah, the brother, Jack, and he's like, "If you are, I'm not paying for dinner." That was pretty funny.
It was that, yeah.
Because if someone else said that, it might not be funny, but fucking the way Norm says it is pretty funny.
Yeah. Like I said, it's all about delivery.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and I guess like that's just one of the big issues in this movie. It's just like it's like very conflicting in the tone.
A lot of it is very similar to me in the reason it doesn't play is very similar to like the worst parts of
Master of Disguise.
Yeah. Like a lot. It just feels very cheap and thrown together.
Yeah. Well, like we said about Master of Disguise, it's like... And you said this at the beginning of this, it's like... They probably filmed a bunch of stuff and they're just like, okay... It's like a clip compilation, like you said, yeah. Which, like, that's literally confirmed at the end of Master of Disguise during the credits.
When they show how much is cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they cut out a lot of that
Yeah.
movie.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. What else is there to say about
And
this?
then
movie?
various other things transpire.
Oh, we should talk about more of the weird cameos during Jack and Jill's birthday party.
Wait! Before you do that,
mm-hmm.
We didn't mention Dana Carvey, did we?
He cameos at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I forgot where, but somewhere towards the beginning. So he does have a cameo.
Play? I think. Oh, he was someone. He was the puppeteer in the commercial with Regis.
Okay,
at the very beginning of the movie. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He played like the intestines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, classic Dana Carvey.
So there you go, Dana.
2 Danas in a row. Yeah, he was in Little Nicky also.
I wonder who we'll find next week. I wonder who we'll find.
I don't think anybody besides Adam.
I wonder who we'll find.
Like,
next.
What do you mean, like classic SNL people?
Next week.
Any
Adam regulars?
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Maybe.
But yeah, did you want to mention the nutty character we find at the birthday party?
Yeah, another strange cameo. Jared Fogle is...
Bro, okay, I'm not kidding.
Uh-huh.
I think the first time they show him, like, before he turns around, they show, like, the back of his head, and I recognized him from the face, like, his face shape, and I got scared. Like, I felt like a pang of fear, like, rush through my body. I was like, what's his name? What, Fogle?
Jared?
Yeah, legit. I was like, Jared Fogle? Like, that was legit scary to me.
Yes. Classic,
Because then I was like, we have to watch him riff with him for a few minutes now.
Yeah.
Like, no. Oh my god, Jared. If you don't know, by the way, Jared Fogle, former spokesman for Subway Eat Fresh.
Subway Eat Fresh.
Very prolific pedophile.
Very prolific pedophile, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Jill's like, I liked you more when you were fat, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jared's like, no.
Oh, no.
But later he wants to eat the cake. Oh, isn't that funny? It's hard to laugh at any of thing he says because he's Jared Fogle.
It wouldn't have been funny anyway. Yeah. It wouldn't have been
it's
funny.
It's like, anyway. Oh, the Jared Fogle. Honestly, that really takes the movie off.
That hurts. That hurts.
And who else? Yeah, also the ShamWow guy was there too at the party.
And he's also disgraced.
Yeah, he beat up a hooker, so yeah, pretty crazy.
That was quite the party.
Yeah.
Quite the party.
Yeah, who's who of Hollywood.
a nightmare blunt rotation, if you will.
Yeah. So, was there anyone else who cameoed in that?
In that scene, some Adam Sandler friends and shit like that. I think it was comedians mostly. In the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, there's those 2 guys where it's like, am I crazy or is she hot?
Yeah.
About Jill. I think those were just, like, comedians that Adam Sandler knows or something.
Probably.
Great movie.
Good movie, yeah.
No, but that's real disturbing.
It was disturbing.
I'm usually not a guy that's like, oh, this is... Like, I watched Chinatown well after I knew that, pedophile movie, but...
Oh, Roman Polanski.
Yeah. And I'm not usually the type of guy that's like, I can kind of separate the art from the artist, but it's like, well, first of all, Jared has no talent.
Yeah.
He's just a fat guy that got skinny.
Yeah.
By eating less food.
By eating Subway.
And also being a pedophile.
Oh.
Yeah. So. Anyways.
So him and ShamWow guy. Both
so those are pretty disturbing cameos. And also, Johnny Depp was canceled, so... You have all those guys in there. Yeah. And Kobe and Norm are dead. So it's just like the cameos are very, very weird.
Jack and Jill is a cursed movie.
Regis is dead.
Regis is also dead.
God rest his soul.
Is dead.
Weird.
Yeah.
Movie. Yeah. And we didn't even get to all of them. There's another one.
Who's the other one?
David Spade.
Oh, at the end, yeah.
That's a weird fucking ugly guy, right?
Yeah. It's after, because we already basically, this movie's very simple. There's not much, in the movie. At the end, Jill goes back to, New York, where she's like, yeah, they hate me or whatever.
Yeah, and they do set that up where she's like, oh, on New Year's, I always go to that same restaurant with Mom.
Yeah.
And then the mom has passed away.
Yeah, and she's bringing
very sadly
the picture.
And it's crazy how the picture of the mom looks fucking ancient. We didn't mention... That weird old lady at the picnic.
Oh, yeah. It was played by the same actor as Felipe.
Was it?
Yeah, it is him.
That was heavy makeup.
Yeah. That was kind of funny, I guess. But she like...
honestly, the slapstick stuff made me and Evan both laugh.
She's like hissing.
Most of the time. Because, Adam Sandler bangs her over the head like twice.
Yeah.
And they like use the hottest pepper in the world to like wake her up.
Yeah, they keep feeding her.
They keep feeding her the hot
so there's a lot of like racist Mexican jokes during the party, and that's one of them. It's like she eats the fucking hot peppers to be like revived. Anyways, yeah. So at the end, she goes back to New York, and the other like people from their high school, or whatever, like the girls and the dude from high school who are still in New York, who like bullied her. They're like, "Hey, Jill, look at her
like Jersey Shore people."
Yeah, and David Spade is dressed as a woman,
which is great.
Yeah, in a very exposed outfit. So I got a little turned on.
His tits look good.
Yeah, I got turned on watching
that part.
And they're like, "Oh, she's all alone," and then Jack and his family come in and they're like, "No, we're here with her. She's not alone." And
and they whisper at the table of like the mean people. They're like, "Jack is here." Like they're like amazed, like he's like fucking Brad Pitt.
I guess because like they're all like still fucking in New York. They haven't done anything. And he's like rich and fucking
successful.
Yeah. Why more than he has a nice ass house, so he got it made.
That's true.
Yeah.
But what Adam Sandler character doesn't have a nice ass house?
You're right. Yeah.
So.
I'll tell you.
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Well,
he has a castle in hell.
It's a beautiful hell castle. Yeah. Well, Adam Sandler in
Big Daddy, he just has an apartment.
That's a nice ass apartment.
It wasn't like super nice. It was like strange.
Nicer than anything else.
It's like a sitcom. Well, I'm sure one day you'll have a beautiful home, Dylan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But in 8 Crazy Nights, he lives in a trailer park.
Oh.
Which is like kind of interesting because it's animated, so you could kind of have him live wherever you want, but.
That's true.
So he's actually living in a shitty place. For once.
Yeah.
But yeah, she gets, like, the old lady gets banged in the head and fucking set on fire and stuff.
Yeah.
Kicked around. Which is funny, obviously.
Oh, and I wanted to mention also, they were, Jill was like, yeah, I went on a date with a Hollywood celebrity when she mentioned she's in California. And they're like, who? Rob Schneider. Yeah. So, Rob Schneider famously is terrible, so.
No, before we watched this, I was like, what did I say? Like, can we talk shit about Rob Schneider on the podcast?
Yeah.
So I said something like that. Or no, I was like, oh, I hope he's not in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, oh, like if he's in it, at least we can talk shit about him.
Yeah.
And then like the movie talked shit about him.
Yeah, yeah. So Adam didn't even give Rob a cameo this time. He just fucking
which for good reason, because he sucks.
Yeah, Rob Schneider does suck.
He really does suck.
But he gave it to David Spade, who also sucks. So
David Spade is way better than Rob.
Way better. Yeah. I don't.
David Spade is cool.
How is he way better? That's what I'm curious.
David Spade is cool.
No, he sucks.
In
my opinion,
I've seen him on podcasts before. He's like a normal guy, but Rob Schneider's like a dick.
They both suck, in my opinion.
Like Rob Schneider, like thinks he's funny, which is kind of crazy. But anyways,
I don't like either one of them personally.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like 85% of SNL cast members suck. So
yeah, that's true.
Adam keeps him. Adam gives him a job. He gives him something.
He keeps him afloat.
It's not like Chris Rock. Like Chris Rock is actually funny, so Adam doesn't have to give Chris Rock a cameo in every movie.
Yeah,
it's just like his unfunny friends he has to give a cameo to.
Yeah, the people that wouldn't even be known for being on SNL if it weren't for Adam continuing to put them in movies.
Yeah. So.
And there's that one like white guy with blonde hair with like the weird eye, and like the fat face. I don't know his name.
Oh,
he's in a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah. So yeah, a bunch of cameos that are just there. A lot of actors playing themselves. Like I said, the movie is very much like a commercial, so that kind of adds to it. It just feels like a product. You know what I mean? It's like they just threw this shit together and just throwing as many cameos as possible as a selling point. I guess because they knew they didn't really have anything going. And also, let's talk about the title for a second. Because I don't know shit about the original Jack and Jill, story. Does this like tie in with it at all?
No.
It's just the title. It's like, oh, two twins.
It's just that they're names that are related to each other.
That's what I mean, like two twins.
I guess, yeah.
Like, because I don't know shit about.
I don't even think they're twins. I think they're brother and sister.
Oh, in the actual story.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about it. That's why I'm
they
like,
go up a hill to fetch a pail of water.
Like, you would think it's like it could be like a comedy Adam Sandler retelling of it or something like that, but it's not.
I don't think so. No.
I'm just wondering because I don't know shit about that story.
I think he just chose like two generic related names.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Oh, well.
But I'm not a scholar.
Well, me either, but if I had to guess, it seems like it has nothing to do with the actual Jack and Jill story.
No. Which I do like to break down the title every once in a while.
You like what?
I like to break down the title every once in a while, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, yeah, I brought it up to say that they don't really do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Exactly, it doesn't matter.
But it was interesting that we learned the Little Nicky. Learned about the Little Nicky title.
Oh, yeah. I also want to mention the effects in this movie.
They were great.
Of
course.
No, they were really bad. Like the bird going in the chocolate, that looked terrible. Or when she was like jet skiing in the pool, I thought it looked really bad.
I didn't think they looked that bad. I mean, I didn't think they were like Little Nicky, where sometimes they were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But for me, nothing like stood out as like, oh, that looks so much worse than.
It just looked very cheap, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like it was like whatever. Like,
it just gives off such a like, and the sets. We mentioned the woods, but like everything just feels like it doesn't feel real. It all feels built. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like if you walk 6 inches to the left, it's a sound.
Exactly. Yeah. It really does not feel like a movie. Yeah.
No. There's very little like.
I think the sitcom point you made was good. It's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like the weight and the visuals of it, but in terms of like it not feeling a movie for the story, I feel like that's especially like, because you could still make a movie feel like make something still feel like a movie if it looks like this, but the added element of like the story being like, nothing, like there's really nothing going for it.
Yeah, like I don't want to even bother like getting into the nuances. Hey, that's funny. That's a word no one's ever talked about Jack and Jill of the story because it's like there's no point. you get the basic gist of what happens in it.
Yeah, it's pretty much just. And I called the fucking. He dresses like Jill.
Yeah,
Drag does. Cross dresses Jill, and then they give Jill super strength at the end of the movie as well.
And that we can talk about that. That just comes out of nowhere because it's not a part of her character at all until all of a sudden. When when Al Pacino mentioned to Jack when he's dressing Jill, oh, you look like you have less muscles. And then the very next joke is Jill is able to like fucking weightlift like a champ.
She's able to lift better than the bodybuilders.
Yeah. But it's like...
casually.
Yeah, they never had that as a part of her character until Al Pacino brought it up about the muscles. You know what I mean?
Well, here's this, Evan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to own you with facts and logic. Because
okay.
Remember when they're going on dates and she's disappointed she doesn't get a date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The son says, if only they could see her open a pickle jar.
I guess they do mention that, yeah. But
genius screenwriting.
But maybe she can go with the knife. She can tap the side real good.
Yeah, maybe she spikes it like a football and eats them off the ground.
Yeah.
We don't know. But nah, that was weird.
But you get what I mean?
I think it was kind of funny because... Well, not kind of, super funny. Because, Evan...
Mm-hmm.
I like the way that it kind of flips what you would expect the joke to be when someone cross-dresses. Where you'd assume they're, like, if someone dresses like a girl or, like, as a real woman.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, oh, why are you so muscular?
It's like when I say real woman, I don't mean to, offend anyone. What I mean is impersonating a real, different person as a man.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, you look buff now.
Yeah.
Like, did you gain weight? Like, but the joke is the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's like, at least they try to do something different.
Yeah.
But it wasn't established. But it was kind of funny that he was like, and it was Jack really dressed as Jill. And he was like, oh, you look, you don't look as muscular.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
But my point really was like, yeah, that could be funny, but it just comes out of nowhere at the in the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then she like punches a waiter like through the door. Really hard.
It's like all of a sudden she has superpowers. Yeah, and we never saw any of that before. Besides, like you said, a brief mention from the son.
Yeah,
about like they could have had her being like maybe he's making sandwiches for the family or something, and he can't open the pickle jar, and she like picks it up and opens it, no problem. But they don't bring it until the very end.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of bad.
Yeah, it was really random.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt like a couple of... That kind of setup and joke feels like it should have happened at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And then had like another payoff later. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like they say that and it pays off like 2 seconds later.
Yeah. It felt like the payoff with no setup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because it happened so late in the movie.
That was like kind of like what I was saying about at the beginning also about when they're like, oh, they're so similar. And you get the movie theater scene where it's like they're doing the same exact things. It's like it's only in that scene, and then besides that, nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it doesn't pay off with... Because they could have easily paid off how similar... use how similar they are to pay off with the ending where it's like, oh, I love Jill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was saying, like, he realizes... through that feels like a huge missed opportunity.
It is, yeah.
It feels like really obvious, but they didn't go with it.
Yeah.
Because it
feels like this movie didn't have a script.
This feels like a first draft. This was like the first draft.
Yeah.
And they just said we're filming.
It's like they didn't have a script and they did it in chronological order. And they're like, oh, let's make a joke. Like, you know, like, on the spot, just make the joke, and they're like, okay, move on to the next, you know what I mean? Or a first draft, like you said, yeah.
Because that feels so obvious, there are two very distinct pieces there.
Yeah.
That they just don't connect. I don't know, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Adam Sandler. Sandler-Tember.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't have a lot more to say about Jack and Jill.
I have a ton more to say.
Oh, you do?
But I guess I can quail myself.
Oh, okay. It's a bad movie.
Certainly.
I would give it like a 2 out of 10.
I'd give it 1 star out of 3. Did not enjoy it.
Did not enjoy it. It was generally like kind of like hard to watch.
I agree.
Like halfway through, I was like, Jesus Christ, we still have like 50 minutes.
The fact that there was a brief little moment where I was like, let's just not do this. But I kind of got over it. But I didn't really... I will say, I tried to watch Hubie Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
That movie does look better. It's a decent looking movie, actually.
I've seen nothing from it.
But I got about 15 minutes in. It's a little bit Little Nicky-ish. Because he's like playing a bit more of a character.
Yeah.
Like not just like a standard like schlub that meets a supermodel.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I got to this one part where, I don't know, like Hubie's like, he's kind of like a self-appointed cop.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they establish everything. It's like, it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts going around questioning people as to like someone that broke out of prison or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes into this barn with these 2 people and they're like, you didn't tell Mama you farted that loud. And he's like, you lied. I didn't fart that loud. And I was like, I'm turning this off.
You know what that means? Next year we're doing Hubie Halloween.
Well, at least we could time it as the last episode.
Yeah.
So it transitions
perfectly
into Halloween.
Yeah.
Perfectly done.
Well, don't you want to do some Jack and Jill IMDb trivia?
Evan, I would love to. Evan, can I ask you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I do a bit of the reading?
Yeah, sure.
Mind if I take a look here?
Yeah.
Did you see any good ones already you want to read?
Well, the first one is a good one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. This was the first movie in Razzie history to win in every category. Worst picture, worst director, worst actor, worst actress. Well, that doesn't sound right. That I will say is bullshit.
What?
Adam winning for worst actress and actor.
Oh, they do that a lot, like the Razzies. They'll do like shit like that.
Well, that's bullshit. So, worst supporting actor. Al Pacino was great in this. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Worst supporting actress, David Spade. Okay, I see they're like joking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But worst screen couple.
Yeah, that was bad. Adam Sandler and Katie Holmes. That was pretty bad.
Katie Holmes is cute as hell.
That was bad though. It's like, why are they together?
No, like, honestly, like, there was more believable chemistry between Adam Sandler and himself.
Yeah.
Than Adam Sandler and the rest of the family.
Yeah.
That's kind of an issue with a lot of, like, the more modern Adam Sandler movies. Is, like, the family just feels like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, they just feel like they're there just to, like, have this guy not feel like a loser.
Yeah, we didn't even mention her. Yeah, she's a nothing character.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, Jack, you should like Jill. That kind of all she does throughout the whole movie.
I think she encourages him to take her to the Laker game. That's, like, the only thing she does. Yeah, she doesn't matter at all. And she's cute as hell.
Yeah.
But that's it.
But
this is pretty funny.
But yeah, it's like their chemistry is really bad.
Oh yeah, no, it's just so nothing.
Yeah, it's like in Big Daddy. I felt like Joey Lauren Adams. Her character wasn't greatly written or anything, but I felt like her and Adam Sandler had good chemistry with each other, and it didn't feel like nothing.
And the other characters too, like their relationships. I feel like no one in this movie has any chemistry.
Yeah. You have a
point. The next one. Will you read the next one? The way that's written is pretty funny.
Adam Sandler was paid $20 million to make this movie.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It just feels like Adam Sandler was paid $20 million to make this movie.
I think it's almost like really.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, of course, this movie flopped also at the box office, I believe it did.
Do you know?
I could be wrong, but I believe it flopped. Well, we'll look it up. Originally, the production wanted the ending gag to be based on Starbucks Frappuccino, but Starbucks refused, leading them to strike a deal with Dunkin' instead, leading to the Dunkachino in the final film. Starbucks, good job.
Frappuccino is a Starbucks specific drink?
I guess so.
I thought a Frappuccino was just a coffee.
Yeah, me too, but I guess so.
You learn something new every day, don't you?
Oh! Yeah, we didn't mention this, because during the movie, I was like, what the fuck? During the Los Angeles Lakers game, Johnny Depp is wearing a Justin Bieber t-shirt as a joke.
That's not a joke. He's just a good, talented performing artist.
I think Andy would like that.
Well, I'm just saying we have a devoted JB fan in the audience, multiple, and I don't really appreciate. What are you laughing for?
The next piece of trivia I just read.
But yeah, much love to Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
shout out to you.
Of course.
What is our fan's name? Justin Bieber fan 29 or something.
Oh, JB Hub.
JB Hub. Thank you, JB Hub. Shout out to you and Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I wonder who that is.
I don't know, but he has great taste in movies.
Yeah, he does.
And musical artists.
And podcasts.
Yeah. Great taste on that guy. I don't know.
This movie, they wrote it wrong. Like, they forgot the beginning of it. But anyways, this movie is Dana Carvey's first theatrical movie appearance since The Master of Disguise. Yeah.
Wait, so Little Nicky was right before Master of Disguise?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's heavy.
Well, Little Nicky is a good movie, though. But remember, they mentioned that in Little Nicky, Dana Carvey had not been in a movie in a while. And remember, we read that in the trivia.
What a career.
And we've been going hard on Dana Carvey in the last couple episodes.
It's pretty surprising how much he comes up.
So two movies in a row, because he hadn't been in a movie since The Master of Disguise. Dana Carvey said two of the worst comedies of all time back to back.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's what you're getting at.
Christ.
Jesus, yeah. What a career. What a career. Right, out of curiosity, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Can we look at his filmography?
Yeah.
I want to know what did he do after this?
Has he been in anything since then? I don't know. He was in The Secret Life of Pets too. That's nice, right?
And
Part 1. He was in both of them. He's in Hotel
Transylvania. Rick and Morty?
Is he in Rick and Morty? Oh yeah, he's in Rick and Morty. So not too much.
Fairly Odd Parents. See, at least he gets work. I don't feel too bad for him now, but he was on Stephen Colbert last year.
It's definitely not great things, but
I mean, Rick and Morty's a good show.
I never watched it, but
It is it's a successful show.
Yeah,
at least he's got his check.
Oh, but it's like it was one episode.
It was one episode in season 1. That was a season.
It's not like
episode.
it's a recurring role.
Yeah, that's true.
The official Columbia/Sony Picture press material for this movie referred to the Jack and Jill characters as identical twins. In fact, identical twins can only be of the same gender because they are genetically identical. There are a handful of cases of monozygotic, I don't know how you say that, twins of opposite sex where one embryo lost a Y chromosome during embryogenesis, resulting in a female with Turner syndrome, which is, of course, what did not happen in this movie. So
that's fucked up.
Thank you for the science facts.
That's fucked up. Well, so yeah, they're technically not identical twins.
Yeah.
That's it. I never knew that, actually.
But
that makes sense, because you'd have to be the same gender to be identical.
Yeah. Adam Sandler accidentally exposed genitalia when playing Jill due to wearing a miniskirt.
It's hot.
So, everyone should consider themselves lucky they got to see Adam Sandler's dick.
Adam Sandler was the original femboy.
Yeah, he was.
He really kicked it off.
Yeah. This was the second movie in Razzie Awards history to sweep all of the top 5 categories. The first was Gigili, of course, from Ben Affleck.
Didn't they just say that it was the first one?
No, that was the one to win all the categories. This was to win the major categories, like the major categories.
Main actor, main movie. Worst movie, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first was Gigili.
The other one was every single one. Okay.
This essentially makes it the Razzie equivalent of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the second film to win the Oscar Grand Slam, Best Picture, Actor, Actress, Director, and Screenplay. So there you go. Jack's company called Sonny and Saddlestein, a play on the names of Adam Sandler's daughters, Sonny and Sadie.
His name is Sonny and Big Daddy. I wonder if that is relevant to anything.
Sonny Koufax. Classic Sonny Koufax.
You think maybe he named her Sonny because his name was Sonny, like when he met the mom?
That's possible.
The character.
That's possible.
I don't know.
Sonny Koufax. Al Pacino, appearing as a fictionalized version of himself, is shown playing Richard III on stage. In reality, Pacino directed and starred in a documentary about the making of a production of Richard III, titled "Looking for Richard."
Good for him.
From 1996.
He's passionate about Little Richard or whatever they were talking about.
The Dunkachino commercial was the last day of filming. I feel that it kind of lends to what I was saying. I was like, this movie feels like it was shot in chronological order, and the Dunkachino commercial is like the last thing in the movie.
I always assumed. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that is true. So maybe that does sound right. When we were talking about the production, I was thinking about Men in Black.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Men in Black 3, I remember hearing that they were like just shooting on the day.
Yeah.
And, like just shooting whatever. And usually if a big movie shoots in order, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. I know some directors do shoot in chronological order as a choice. Like Refn does that. Director of Drive, of course. He shoots in chronological order. But this isn't like an auteur.
Well, I'm just saying it's
you know what I mean?
Usually a bad sign.
No, I'm saying like for a studio movie like this, yeah. Like I said, Dennis Dugan's not a fucking auteur. You know what I mean? The filmmaker. But no, I agree with the general point. Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? I always assumed that this was in the middle of the movie. Or this as in like...
Oh, the Dunkachino ad. I thought it would too. I thought it was going to be like...
I always thought it was in the middle of the movie and that it would be like the only scene Al Pacino was in. But he's like...
No, I knew he was a big part of the movie. I just didn't know when the ad was going to be. I thought it would be earlier in the movie too.
That was a big shocking reveal for me. That Al Pacino was like the main character.
Speaking on Dunkachino again, during the Dunkachino ad, there are some references to other Al Pacino movies. I did notice it because he says like, "Say hello to my tasty friend" or whatever during the song. He says something like that. Do you remember?
Yes.
There are some references to other Al Pacino movies that were supposed to work as practical jokes. For example, Attica Hoo Ha being a flavor of a Dunkachino is a nod to Dog Day Afternoon and Scent of a Woman. Say hello to my chocolate line is a nod to the famous line in Scarface, "Say hello to my little friend." While chocolate syrup, I know it was you, may be a reference to a line in The Godfather Part 2, when Michael discovers Fredo's treason. He says, "I know it was you. They pull me back in," is a line from The Godfather 3. The whole trial is a reference to And Justice for All. So I guess they're big Pacino fans.
I guess. And also Adam Sandler.
He's watching Scarface.
He watches Scarface at one point, and I remember you like laughed just seeing him like blow the door off the thing and like shooting guys, and you were like, you know, that's pretty bad. That like just that clip from a different movie like, made me laugh harder than the rest of the movie.
Alan Covert, of course, the gay lawyer and the gay roommate from Little Nicky and Big Daddy, reprised the role of Otto, the caddy from Happy Gilmore, as the homeless man.
Is the same character?
Yeah, I guess so. So apparently a lot of the Adam Sandler movies take place in the same universe.
There's a lot of like guys that look like Adam Sandler walking around. Because they can't all be the same guy. Yeah. I was actually thinking about that at the beginning of this movie because this is the most similar I've seen him act to his character from Big Daddy. Probably in any movie.
Yeah.
Because like the way he's like deadpan, he's a little bit fatherly, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And he doesn't usually play that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, I wonder if you could fit this into the Big Daddy universe and make this a sequel.
You know, it's funny, talk about a lot of Adam Sandler's walking around this universe. To bring up Kevin Smith again, it's kind of like that in his universe, too, because, like, the View universe movies, of course, are in the same universe. But you have Ben Affleck playing two characters, like the character from Mallrats.
The Angel and the Chasing Amy guy.
Well, yeah, actually more than... he plays... 3 characters and then plays himself.
Wait, is he like the best friend in Mallrats?
No, in Mallrats he's like a complete asshole.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah,
guy.
And then in he's the main character in Chasing Amy. He's Holden, and then he's one of the angels in Dogma, and then he plays himself as well. So.
Oh, wait, he does play himself. Yeah. In multiple of them.
No, not multiple of them, but in
I think
in Clerks 3, Ben Affleck and Ben Affleck.
Really?
Yeah. The other movies.
What about I feel like Jay and Silent Bob movies, I think he's Ben Affleck in those.
No, in Jay and Silent Bob reboot, he plays Holden from Chasing Amy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm surprised you remember that.
Well, I didn't even see a reboot, but I saw the scene with him from because I was interested because I really like Chasing Amy a lot. I like that movie.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I was interested in seeing his character come back in reboot.
What does he talk to the daughters or something?
I don't know. I didn't see a reboot.
But you saw the scene.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what he does. So I only watched it, like, briefly.
I actually, now that I think about it, I think he had a good moment.
No, he has a daughter. With, Actually, I don't like this scene, actually. Because it ruins the ending of Chasing Amy. But he, like, got back with,
Amy?
Her name's not Amy.
Chasing Amy.
He got back with Joey Lauren Adams' character. And they had a daughter together.
Why is it called Chasing Amy?
It's
I'm sorry, I'm fucking like...
It's a story that Silent Bob has about an ex-girlfriend he had named Amy.
And he was chasing her.
Well, yeah, that comes to be a part of it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And it kind of has to do with like the whole theme of the movie, but that's why it's called Chasing Amy.
I keep like asking you shit and like going deeper into this tangent of Kevin Smith, but you said he did wind up with the girl from Chasing Amy.
Yeah, and it kind of ruins the ending of Chasing Amy, but we don't have to get into that now because we're not.
Maybe we'll do Chasing Amy one day.
I like that movie a lot. That's my second. I don't know. Second or third favorite Kevin Smith movie, but I really like it. It definitely, I think it's his movie that has the most to say. It's probably his most important movie, I'd say. You know, I feel like it, yeah. And it was very ahead of its time, too, but...
Almost every Kevin Smith movie I can't finish. His movies are very hard to watch.
I don't agree.
Chasing Amy was hard to watch for me. Clerks wasn't super hard to watch.
Well, you said you hated Clerks.
I don't know if I would say hated it, but it's like... That movie... that's for a different time. That's for a different time.
I like Kevin Smith, especially his 90s stuff.
Can we do Kevin Smith... Smith...
August.
Kevin Smith Pearl?
Yeah, Kevin Smith Pearl. Yeah, sure. Why not? But yeah, I would love to do Chasing Amy sometime.
That would probably be the one I would be most interested to revisit of the ones I've seen already.
It's the only Kevin Smith movie in the Criterion Collection.
That makes sense.
So, there you go.
I'm actually kind of surprised Clerks isn't. Clerks 1.
I think, like, it's probably mostly a rights thing, I'm guessing, but
really?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Disney.
Yeah, Miramax. But, I don't know for sure, though, but... I think when it first got released on DVD, they were, like, Criterion released it on DVD immediately, like, they were like the initial distributors for the DVD. So
no,
yeah. But anyways, they had some kind of deal for it, I think. Anyways, enough of Kevin Smith. When Al Pacino is speaking in French or Spanish, it is just gibberish. And yeah, that's a joke in the movie.
Yeah, that joke would have played better if they didn't do subtitles. At least for Al Pacino.
Yeah,
because he's talking to someone else that really does speak.
I think maybe they could have been like, "What the like?" Maybe the person could react in the language and be like, "What are you saying?"
What?
Yeah, in subtitle. Yeah, I would agree. They probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, because the captions literally when he's talking, he's
like Google, I gotta.
Yeah, it says like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even like. The thing is, the joke is like, oh, we're translating it for you to what it would be in this language. They should just like phonetically write out what he's making the sounds of instead of like, it says goobity gobbity goobity toothpaste.
Yeah.
Like, it would be funny if it just phonetically wrote out what he was saying because he's literally saying nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so it would just be in English.
I agree.
As like, anyways. He used that voice before. The Jill voice sometimes sounds also like the lady from 8 Crazy Nights. I think Adam Sandler does a voice for that.
I guess I'll find out soon. I've not seen 8 Crazy Nights. So.
And it says he used it on one of his albums. I don't think we can't really speak on that.
In the scene where Jack and Jill are with Jack's family at a movie theater, the family that can be heard in the background...
The film.
Or the film, yeah. The film that can be heard in the background is Some Like It Hot. A film about two men running from the mob disguised as two women in an orchestra starring Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, and Marilyn Monroe.
Classic.
So there you go. Get it. Adam Sandler dressed as a woman.
And then they watched the movie.
Yeah.
And they watched the funny movie.
Yeah. When originally rated PG by the MPAA for crude and sexual humor, language, comic violence, and brief smoking. Oh, it was originally rated for that for those reasons, but was amended to crude material, including suggestive references, language, and comic violence. I thought there were a few jokes that were weird for a kid's movie. Like, somebody says... I forgot... somebody with, like, two chicks. It might have been a cameo. And I think it might have been Joe's like, oh, you're with two hookers? I'm like... I was like, that's kind of intense for a kid's movie, calling two chicks hookers. You know what I mean? And I guess the Al-Qaeda jokes, it's like...
Yeah, and she says she wants, like...
Oh, and when Al Pacino's, like, grabbing the stick and, like, kind of stroking it. Yeah. And she's like, oh, what are you, like, suggesting? She says something like that, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things that are pretty questionable.
Yeah.
And I guess that implies that they took out smoking. The smoking scene.
I guess so, yeah. Does anybody smoke in it? I guess not. Who cares about that one? We don't need to promote other podcasts. Who cares about that? Yeah, another podcast that covers Adam Sandler. No, we ain't talking about that.
No, fuck those guys.
This is... Yeah, who cares about that? Who the fuck is that? Do you know who that is?
Who's Megan? I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, no spoiler trivia this time.
Those are usually like really good ones.
Yeah,
spoiler ones. But that says
this movie, there's nothing to spoil in this movie.
Spoilers.
We mentioned
there's no good part. There's no interesting part. There's nothing that builds towards anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So there you go. That is Jack and Jill, everyone.
You want to look up real quick, Evan, before we end? You want to look up the box office numbers?
Oh yeah, because we mentioned that. I believe it flopped. I might be wrong. I could be wrong because
I feel like it probably didn't do great, but I don't think it flopped.
Let's see.
3 out of 3. 3.3 out of 5 stars is very generous, Google.
Okay, it didn't flop, but for the budget, that's not great. So the budget was $79 million, and the box office was $149 million. So it didn't even make double its budget, which is usually what they say you have to do to make
that's
profit.
That's like the real profit. Healthy amount of
to
money.
Break even, I mean.
Yeah, like... Well, this movie was marketed heavy.
Yeah, so...
As well, so... The movie probably didn't cost... Someone pocketed some of that. The budget.
Yeah, because it looks very... Well, they probably spent it on the fucking celebrity cameos.
Yeah, Al Pacino
and
and Johnny Depp.
And of course, Adam we read that he made $20 million off the fucking movie.
Yeah, so cut. God damn, Adam. 1/4 of the budget was Adam.
So, and it opened number 2 at the box office behind Immortals. What was Immortals? I think wasn't that the movie with Henry Cavill? Yeah, it is.
Huh.
That's surprising to hear.
This beat Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
So yeah, I guess it's not a horrible flop, but it's certainly not a great box office number.
This could have contributed to his move to Netflix.
Possibly.
Because this movie, if this dropped on Netflix, no one would bat an eye. But since it was in theaters, it was like the worst movie ever made. Well, I mean, it is still really bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it would have flown under the radar had it been on Netflix.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't think anything he's put on Netflix, even though I haven't seen most of it, I don't think anything he's put on Netflix has been this bad.
I don't know. Well, Ridiculous 6 looked terrible, but...
I've just never heard anything. Like...
I feel like
it was a different time in 2011.
I was going to say, I feel like there's probably not even as many people watching.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
And if the people that are probably...
Are Adam
like,
Sandler
this
fans.
is awesome.
Yeah.
You're right. But this was one of those, like, famous...
Yeah, famous.
Like, this is a terrible movie. Yeah.
So thank you, Adam, for giving us a bad one.
Thank you, Adam. It's been a real mixed bag so far, and we got something. You know what? We're gonna mix it up on you again. Next
I'm gonna
week.
say we hit a low, but next week we're hitting a high.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna end strong.
Yeah, we're gonna end strong.
But it's cool. We got like a classic comedy that I loved as a kid that I still love, Big Daddy. We got a
kind of a cult classic, maybe
a classic, a comedy I've never seen that I did enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I loved it. Thought it was great. One of my favorite Sandler movies now.
Well, good. I'm glad you discovered a little Sandler inside yourself.
Yeah, and then we watched.
And then just a
rock
terrible
bottom,
one.
yeah.
And then a terrible one. And then next week we got something completely different for you.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
So.
I'm very excited. I haven't seen it since. Well, I don't want to spoil, but
I don't want to spoil.
I don't want
to
say the year or anything when we saw it.
We'll talk about it next week. But you gave me a gift recently related to it.
Yeah. So.
And that was very kind of you.
No problem.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next week for that, and we'll end off Sandler-Tember strong, and then we'll get to do Halloween movies.
Yay!
That'll be pretty fun.
Yay!
I gotta say, this is messed up, but this has been less draining than Spider-Man. Probably because we did like 4 hours.
Well, I was gonna say those were very long.
But I don't know, something about this. Maybe it's because there's always different characters or like.
That's a part of it too. It's always a new story.
I don't know. Yeah, the Raimi movies were pretty draining, but we were just we were little baby chickens.
We put a lot into those though.
We did.
I mean, Spider-Man 2. Towards the end, that was tough because we literally recorded for over 4 hours.
The fucked up.
We recorded for almost 5 hours because you gotta think about it.
We edit.
Yeah.
I'm sure we took a piss or whatever.
Yeah. So, well, we did it for the 100 views or whatever it has, the 80 views it has.
Yeah, fucking one of those. I think Spider-Man 2 has like 70 views, which is goddamn. That's a shame.
But it's fine. I was happy to do it.
I'm glad it's out there.
I'm happy because I genuinely believe this. I believe we have the most thorough analysis of Spider-Man 2 on YouTube. And there's a lot of Spider-Man 2 and Jeff Raimi movies in general, like video essays, analyses, and whatnot. And I think we have the most thorough one. Maybe it's not the best. I can say we have the best one. But I think we have the most thorough one.
They say brevity is the soul of wit, Evan. So
they do say that.
What does that make us?
It makes us awesome. That's what I say.
But yeah, deadass. If you're still listening for whatever reason,
for whatever reason, because you want to hear
us out,
yeah.
Nah, JK. But if you're hurting for more RNS podcast, let me recommend to you the Spider-Man episodes.
Please,
specifically Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
it was a good ass episode.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening as always, and Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill forever.
I'm going to say forever. Anthony Fantano.
Oh, never mind. We can't end yet. We got to say something else.
Jack and Jill.
I don't want to end on a Fantano thing.
Drake DM'd him.
Okay, I said I don't want to end on a Fantano. Let's not talk
I know, but I wanted to mention that.
He did. And, let's not get into that. That sucks. But, but yeah, we didn't do a call to action in the beginning.
Oh.
We kind of been
do it.
Forgetting to do that. If you're still listening, please leave a like And then if you miss us, we know you're gonna miss us.
Yeah.
Go check out Spider-Man 2, and we'll be with you in your home for longer.
Yeah.
And we'll hang out with you.
We have hours of content on the channel.
We do.
Yeah.
We have over 100 hours, I'm sure, by now.
Probably.
It must be.
Yeah.
Because every episode is over an hour.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are,
longer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, go check those out. Please subscribe.
The point is that you ain't hurting for RNS content because we got a lot.
You are not.
Yeah, because we got a lot.
We're gonna have devoted Sandler playlist. Well, you already did that. As well. So go watch the Sandler stuff. Go watch. Spider-Man.
We should make a Halloween playlist also, and just all our horror episodes.
Because we're gonna have. That's crazy that we're gonna have
it coming up.
The second of our first gimmick month.
Yeah, it coming up.
It's gonna get the sequel.
It coming up.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah, it is. It is epic.
No lie. But yeah, please leave a like. Please comment. Comment what is your dream Sandler-Tember 2 that we can come back to.
You should do that.
What is your?
Well, actually, we should wait. Do that next week on the last one.
Well, do it. You might as well do it this week too.
Well, I guess so. Yeah.
We'll take out the one that we're gonna do.
Because it's like someone could comment it and then be like, "Oh, you did it next week." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta hear us out. You gotta wait for all of us.
Yeah.
Leave your dream lineup.
Yeah, leave the dream Sandler-Tember lineup. I would love to see that. And, yeah, definitely subscribe for next week, because we're going to do a good one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.